Bim, guess what? It's news at 10 past 8, although I'm considering moving it to news at 10 past 10. Yeah, it's been a bit of a rush. I'm 2 minutes late, but considering what I've done since I finished work, quite impressive. Welcome to the show. What I do is you can listen to this as a podcast, or you can listen to this, apparently I'm online, you can listen to this as a thing live, or listen to the views I've had over the years on the various different playlists. And it's a scorcher, Calderdale Top Cat. I've just had a walk along Canal, which was incredibly hot, just because I've been stuck in a building all day, and then I've rushed back here, sort the news out, and off we go. So, we look at the serious news, I give my opinion on it, which is usually war criminals at the moment, and then we look at other news that's occurred this week, and then we have a bit of a laugh at the end, and we look at other stuff that is impressive. Hi Angela, I'm good, hope you're well as well, although I am in need of a Guinness. My face seems quite red, although I've been out in the sun for only an hour and a bit. So, They reckon there's going to be... I can't be a newsreader with no top on. I wish I was. It's very warm in here. It's going to be thunderstorms tomorrow, they reckon. I don't know if we're getting thunderstorms or not. Let's have a look at the breaking news of the thunderstorms. Hi T, by the way. Hope you're good. Temperature. Wigan is 26 at the minute, 24 by 9, 22, 21, 19, 18. You can go away, I don't want you. Off you go, off you trot, there you go. Said that to someone the other day, other week, said off you trot, because I was at the cash machine. I've never seen them since. Oops. Tomorrow in Wigan is going to be 28, bit cloudier Saturday. In Wigan is a bit of rain later on in the day. Sunday, rain in the morning and in the afternoon. So yeah, okay, no thunderstorms, that's good. Anyway, we're not talking about the weather. We're talking about the news. The news is more important than the weather, although the weather is more fun, I'll be honest with you. What is this week's top story? Well, you're not going to need to be a genius to figure that one out. This week's top story is... Well, it's in the title, isn't it? Let's be honest. It is, of course, what's up, Silas? Why did you meow going up there then? She meowed going up onto the windowsill. Like that. You know, like old people do, like me, when I bend down and stand up, I go, oh, like that. She's like one of them. You're not that old yet. Or is she? I don't know. Anyway, shall we crack on with the serious bad news? I've been to the Trafford Centre to keep cool this afternoon, keep cool. Yeah, they have air conditioning in there. I've been cool in my shop all day as well today, to be fair. It's only when I come outside that I was like, wow. Lots of people taking advantage of the sun, including rather worryingly children, late teenagers, jumping into the Scotsman's Flash, but there's plenty of them, so if there's any problems, hopefully they'll be able to help each other out. Anyway, goodbye, Calderdale Top Cat. Right then, so what's happened this week? Well, Friday, Netanyahu attacks Iran and Iran retaliate. And does that mean now that Netanyahu is the biggest warmonger in the world? Because he's basically attacking on three fronts, which is in the title. He's He's attacking Gaza, he's attacking the West Bank, and now he's attacking Iran, two of whom are pretty much on his doorstep. Iran, however, is not. Iran is number 8 on the map. If you can read the numbers, you probably can't, but it's the maroon colour, so the dark red. That is Iran. It is huge. Meanwhile, Israel is the little blue bit right at the far end. Right, oh, you can't even see it. You can't even see my hand actually, but it's right the way at the other end of the map, where it's yellow, and then it goes grey for the sea. Well, that is Israel, that little blue bit there, and they're attacking Iran. Now, the reason they're attacking Iran apparently is because Iran has got weapons of mass destruction, or is very close to getting weapons of mass destruction. Those being, of course, if you'll believe everything you read, those weapons of mass destruction are nuclear weapons. Now, oh, I did another picture and it's gone. Where's it gone? Have I moved it somewhere else? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there it is. Now, I'm not saying Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal, but Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. Hamas are war criminals as well. But last time people went to the Far East looking for weapons of mass destruction, it was these two absolute heads, which of course is Blair and Bush. Also war criminals, because they basically, as far as I can make out, they only did it so they could get control of the oil sources in Iraq, Iran, and destabilise the entire nation, which is where we've ended up at. Meanwhile, we've now got a war of words and a war of weapons between the Ayatollah Khomeini, which is not something I've said for a long while, and Benjamin Netanyahu, which is something I say all the time. Benjamin Netanyahu has been retaliating, which I agreed with to begin with, for about a day. The attack by Hamas, who attacked horrendously a festival that was going on, which was actually, the site was moved allegedly nearer the border with Gaza, and it actually allegedly went on for a day longer than it was scheduled to do as well, which is basically rubbing people's noses in it. So Hamas attacked, and now Israel is attacking and destroying and carpet bombing Gaza. Now the problem I have with this is, and I said this a while ago, pretty sure in Beirut Israel targeted a second floor apartment with in a hotel with a drone, and there's actually a video of the drone flying through the window and seeing the person it's going to kill. It blows up and it just destroys that room, which proves that they can actually target individuals, but instead they've been carpet bombing like it's the 1930s Gaza into basically level ground and uninhabitable. Trump's coming in now saying, well, I can make it into a fabulous tourist resort with Trump towers everywhere and all that kind of thing. So it's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's a land grab, which is what Israel are good at. If you look at maps of Israel when it first was formed, just after World War II, and then you look at maps now, you can see how it's grown. And it's not grown through negotiation or anything, it's grown through attacking neighbouring countries, and that's how they've got bigger. And now they're attacking Iran because Iran has got, allegedly, these weapons of mass destruction, of which we're yet to see yet. But will Trump join in? Now, if Trump joins in, a bit like these two Muppets from a few decades ago, Blair and Bush, if Trump joins in, then our lapdog Prime Minister will join in as well. And here is Sir Keir Starmer knelt in front of Donald Trump at the G7 in Canada with a K. Since when did Canada have a K? When did that happen? The world's gone mad. I mean, Kiev is now Kyiv. Zelensky's now got two Y's at the end of his name, and now Canada's thought, oh, we're going to do that as well. So now Canada begins with a K. I think it's just to prove that they're not part of America, to be fair, but Trump is desperately trying to get them to be part of America. I mean, that picture there kind of sums up where Britain is with America and other countries as well. We just take the knee and we just give them whatever they want, which is great. To be fair, this may or may not have been a deliberate act by Trump to drop papers so that Keir Starmer would bend down in front of him. I mean, knowing Trump, it probably was, because I've never seen Trump drop anything before. But this allegedly was a trade deal on metals and various other things, which means we don't get sucked into the tariffs that are going on in various countries around the world, sending stuff into America. Why can't all these leaders stop fighting and make peace with each other? Because there's money to be made in being at war with people. Let's be honest, that is what it's all about. It's all about making people money, and those people generally are Donald Trump. Now, I've said before, if we go back to Kyiv and Ukraine, Donald Trump has signed a deal for lithium in Ukraine, even though Ukraine might fall to Russia, which means that thing is no longer valid. Or is it valid? Will Putin honour it? It's everything's very, very shady at the moment, and it's very, very worrying. I'm expecting the SAS or the FBI to smash through the window soon and cart me off for coming up with these ideas. One of the recent ones was that Donald Trump, when he wasn't President of the United States of America, was on the phone to Benjamin Netanyahu, on the phone to Putin, because they're mates, saying, Sleepy Joe's in charge, you can do whatever you want, and I'll come along on a white horse, save it, and we'll all make lots of money out of it. And that just seems to be what's happening at the moment. I've got no proof of that, that's just my surmisions. You can agree, disagree, whatever, that's the whole point of this. But Donald Trump has sided with Iran when it's wrong. It was in the news today. No, Donald Trump is on about attacking Iran. He's on about whether he's going to kill the Ayatollah Khomeini, which would just make him a martyr, and therefore make things 10 times worse. It's just insane what is going on. So anyway, Friday, Benjamin Netanyahu attacked Iran. Where are we? BBC lead with Iran and Israel airstrikes, which is unusual. Iran says they will attack Israel, which they've already done, and their supporters, which included us. Starmer says UK to send more planes to the area. This is on Saturday the 14th. Now, I read somewhere, but I'll be honest with you, I never saw anything again, so it's probably not true, that the American embassy in either Israel or Iran, I don't think they have one in Iran anymore, so it must have been Israel, was hit by a missile, but no one was injured. Sunday the 15th, more missile attacks by Israel into Iran, and Iran returns fire as well, and gets some, because they've got a iron dome over Israel. Remember, Trump's going for a gold dome over America because he has to be better than everyone else. But some missiles did get through in Haifa. Then the war continues on Monday the 16th in Iran with Israel. It's all gone quiet on what's going on in Gaza. And then Tuesday, nothing happened about the war, it wasn't mentioned. Wednesday the 18th, Cobra meeting over Iran. Cobra is the meeting that the UK government has when there's a crisis going on. Planes are in the area, will they join in? Trump is kind of hovering whether he's going to attack or not. And then we've got today, Trump may or may not attack Iran. He'll decide within 2 weeks, which could be immediately, or it could be at the end of 2 weeks, or it could be in 5 weeks, or it could be never, or it could be already happened. Because he was in the war room, which is famous for when they got, who was it? The leader of the terrorist organisation, Bin Laden. When they got him, there was famous pictures of the war room where they're all sat around a table looking at monitors, and there's all the good generals there and everything. So he was in the war room yesterday. But we have to wait and see what will happen over the next few hours. I would say days, weeks, months, but I'll be honest with you, it's hours. But yeah, war criminals, one and all. And if you argue with that, that's fine, but you're wrong. So shall we crack on with the other news that's happened this week? Because there's other important news that's happened this week as well. But obviously that is the main one by a huge margin. So we go back to Friday the 13th, which was not a good day. But it was for me in the shop. We had a cracking day, to be fair. Search for bodies killed on ground after the plane crash. You remember the Air India plane that took off, lost power, or didn't even get power, or the flaps were in the wrong place. There's still investigations. Bodies have been burned beyond recognition. They can't even use dental records. They're going to have to do DNA, which takes a considerable length of time. So you've got to feel for the families who just want to put their families at rest. The BBC say Pakistanis are found guilty of being in a grooming gang, rape gang, in Rochdale. And 3 of them were market traders in Rochdale as well. They basically pick on vulnerable white girls from poor backgrounds who are easily impressed with cigarettes, wine, drugs, that kind of thing. And then they just trade them like they're part of what they do. Now, Saturday the 14th, in January, Sir Keir Starmer, our great esteemed leader, says that anyone who wants a national inquiry into the grooming gangs, is jumping on the far right bandwagon. Saturday the 14th of June. Now is the right time to do a national inquiry into the grooming gangs. It's the right thing to do. It was a fucking right thing to do when the Tories were in power, and they didn't really do it, although they did one. And you're thinking, wow, he's actually made a decision that might actually work, might actually be, a good thing. It's like U-turn. Every week there's a U-turn. Because at the beginning of the week we had the U-turn on the winter fuel payments coming back, but only to certain people, but not everyone. And I mentioned that at length. But no, there's a reason for that, and that is he got the Casey report, which was the report that we couldn't read until Monday, into rape gangs, which have been commissioned, allegedly by him at some point. Hiya, Alan. And he realised that basically he's up the creek without a paddle. Not any creek, shit creek. And I'm like, yeah, we've known that for a long while, so why the hell has it took you this long to do it? But basically because it incriminates the justice system, of which of course he is, or was, an integral part of. Still a dickhead. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a minute. A Democratic politician and her husband was assassinated in the USA. Even Donald Trump said things like that shouldn't happen. Like, wow, he's changed. Sunday the 15th, Rachel Reeves, Rachel from Accounts, says ministers never discussed victims of groom gangs. What? Why? It's like the one topic that everyone's been talking about for ages. Why did you never discuss grooming gangs? I mean, it literally is up there with everything else that you've up so far, you absolute steaming pile of poo. Monday the 16th. The Casey report is published. It is, quote, a damning verdict on failure of authorities to protect vulnerable children. It's not just girls who've been attacked and raped, also boys as well, but it is the majority of girls. In January, Starmer said people who wanted a national inquiry, they are jumping on the right-wing bandwagon. It was repeated many times. Many findings are not new. I mean, it's not like this is like, oh my God, who knew? Everyone knew. I knew. And I'm not even involved in it in any way, shape or form. I don't know anyone who's there. I don't live in any of the predominant towns that have been marketed at this. Well, I imagine it's more than the towns we know, Rochdale, Oldham and all that kind of thing. Everyone knew. So why weren't the Cabinet discussing this? Why have they only come up with this now? Because they've been called out. Data will improve about the ethnicity of suspects. And many police officers, social workers, children's homes were frightened of being called racists. Does it matter who the people are committing the crimes? The fact is, vulnerable people are being raped, attacked and shared like sweets with dirty, disgusting men. It doesn't matter. There are white people do it as well. There are British people who do it. It's not just Muslims, although it turns out it is predominantly Muslims. And if you look at the figures which were flashed up on the TV last couple of nights, you'll see that the number of people in the UK who are from certain ethnic backgrounds is considerably less than the number of people in total convicted for sexual activity, particularly with children, which means that there are more percentage-wise, if you look at the, say, white British population who are convicted of sexual activity with children, percentage-wise, it is minuscule compared to the percentage of Muslim people who've been convicted of crimes. But we never knew that because we were never told that. Some of it was not even recorded, the ethnicity of the people. I mean, the whole thing is a scandal. And people need to get sent to prison for this if they were covering it up. Doesn't matter if you're a police officer, social worker, care home worker, a government minister, a councillor, whatever. If you're involved in covering this up or denying the truth to come out, who these people are, then you are guilty. You are complicit with what has gone on with these poor girls and boys around the country for decades. It's not a recent thing. So that includes the Tory government as well, and Tory ministers. People should be held to account for this. Now we've got a national inquiry. It's basically kicked it into the grass again for another 7 years or however long these things take. But the main thing is, we've got a national inquiry. Local inquiries weren't going to do anything. A complete waste of time, waste of money. This government is not fit for purpose. We know that already. That's not a surprise. But every single one of them in the cabinet should resign en masse. We should have another general election immediately. We need to get people in we can trust. And at the moment, the Conservatives, well, they kind of lost our trust, but at least we knew where we were going with them. This lot of muppets, they change their mind every 5 seconds. Thankfully, they end up in the right place when they change their mind. But no, we need them gone. And I mean gone. Meanwhile, talking of muppets, Trump and Starmer meet in Canada and sign a trade deal. But it's not a full deal. I already mentioned it in passing earlier on, and the fact that our lapdog of a Prime Minister bent down in front of Trump, looked like he was giving him a BJ. I mean, it's just, you just couldn't write this stuff, could you? There was a programme in the UK years ago called Yes Minister, and then Yes Prime Minister, and it was basically satire. This is like in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. It was satire about politics in Britain. And I swear to God, if they wrote that based on true stuff that's happening in the last, say, 3 years in government, there would be people complaining to the BBC, saying that that kind of thing doesn't happen. Well, it does happen. And sadly, it's going a lot worse. Deport the Labour Party along with the immigrants. I don't know if we can deport people who are actually born and bred in Britain. But I give it a go. I'll tell you what. God, if I was in charge, there'd be a whole new world of pain. And it wouldn't be the white minority that were getting it. I say minority because we're getting there, aren't we? Anyway, today, MPs, no, not today, yesterday, so, no, Tuesday, MPs vote to decriminalise abortion up to the stage of birth. And you're like, what? In England and Wales. And it was a majority of 242 votes, which is not a lot of votes for something so important. Now, I get, you know, people get pregnant, it's their bodies, they need, you know, they can decide what they want to do with it. It might be through, rape, or it might be an accident, they might be old, and they might find out that the baby's got problems. And obviously, under those circumstances, they're too young, they're not ready for it. I don't really have a problem with abortions up to a certain stage. But I do have a problem unless there's a real reason for it, which I would say, you know, severe medical risk of death for the parent or the child, or something else that comes along that is, you know, life-changing for either of them, then yeah, maybe. But not just the case of you're 8.5 months pregnant and you're like, can't be arsed with this, I'm going to have an abortion. No. I don't agree with that. Where are we going with this government? I don't understand the logic of this whatsoever. Maybe make it easier for people to have abortions if, there, like I said, there is a change in circumstances, but not 9 months and you're like, you know, oh, look at me now, I'm all fat and my tits have gone big. Oh no, I don't like this. I want to get rid of the baby. No. Sorry. It's got to be exceptional circumstances, not just anyone. And yeah, are we going to get down the way where people have backstreet abortions because you can do it because it's legal? Are we going to have people coming over from Ireland who are 9 months pregnant, just have the baby destroyed? No. It's just horrendous. It's just not good at all. And more so, if you think about it, because we've got many people who want to adopt babies and things like that. I think there's been a story in Coronation Street along them lines. It didn't go according to plan, but it wouldn't do because it's Coronation Street. It's like, you know, any soap opera, you get to a crossroads, and it's like, if you go that way, you have a nice, quiet, peaceful life, and nothing happens. If you go that way, you're probably going to get your head chopped off and found in a river dead. They always go for that one. So yeah, soap opera's not probably the best thing, but it is worrying that this has become so easy to do. And it's immediate, because they've got a majority, because they've got a mandate to do this. No, they haven't. Keir and all the other muppets in the cabinet, you only got in because the Tories absolutely top. You got 1 million votes less than you did in 2019, when allegedly Labour was wiped off the face of the planet. You have not got a mandate to do any of this shit. What you need to do is protect the people who need to be protected, which at the moment seems to be the white minority. Talking of which, also on Tuesday it was announced that 17,000 migrants have crossed the Channel. It's a new record for the this time within a year since records began. Okay, it didn't begin a longer time ago, but we're not talking a couple of thousand more. We're talking a lot more. Now, okay, yeah, the weather's been nicer. That does have an effect. But, yeah, we need to sort all this out, and we need to do something immediately. Wednesday the 18th, allegedly a heat wave on the way. Really? Wednesday the 18th also, HS2 to be delayed past 2033. We'll lose all that coming. Well, everyone. HS2 should be scrapped, full stop. Complete waste of time, particularly for the time that's going to be saved, when nowadays we've got technology where you don't even need to go to London to have meetings. You can do them on Zoom and other platforms, so complete waste of time. Tragedy is a grandma named Yvonne Ford dies after she was on holiday in Morocco and got lightly scratched by a dog. And she died of rabies, which we don't have in this country. And you just say, oh, there's a little puppy. Oh, there you go. You get a little scratch on your hand or your arm or whatever. You don't think anything of it, and comes back home and dies of rabies a few days later. It's horrendous. Don't get me going on those damn migrants. Electric cars, Alan. No. Meanwhile, interest rates today, Thursday the 19th, remain at 4.25. Why is that? Because the economy didn't grow. In fact, it fell slightly. Because Rachel Reeves' brilliant ideas have come into force, and immediately the economy starts tanking. We've got a company, to be fair, I didn't know existed, but it makes fiberglass, and it's shutting its factory in Wigan and moving abroad because it's cheaper, because obviously employing people now is a lot more. Business rates have doubled because they've took away the business rates relief, and everything is completely and utterly messed up. So well done, Rachel Reeves. So we were expecting another decrease on our mortgage payments, but they're not doing, because the economy is starting to struggle. I got news for you. You'll be happy. You're buying electric cars. Yeah? No? £150 off energy bills from today. Yeah, on the hottest day of the fucking year when no one's got the heating on. Oh, thinking of changing my car. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Be warned, people, this will not be good. What I can't understand is why politicians don't actually listen to the people who vote them in. And just come up with BS after BS after BS. It's baffling. It really is baffling. I'm still waiting to find out what car. I mean, oh, there we go. Nope, not electric. Took him all that time to say no, not electric. So, that was the serious news. Got it all out of the way. There was something else. I don't know whether it's... I wrote it down somewhere, but I've not seen it. I've not read it out. But apparently, there was an idea for a plant to open up in the UK that was going to develop green energy via hydrogen for cars. So basically hydrogen fuel for cars, which is so much easier, cleaner and better than electric. A Lexus hybrid, it's electric. It's electric. You can't say, I'm not buying electric and then buy a hybrid. A hybrid is electric. God, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. What I do like though is a lot of the electric cars that are around now sound like a milk float from the 1970s. All you need to do is get a sample of jingling bottles on your phone, play that, and you feel like you're back in the 1970s when the milkman's coming round. It'd be great. But no, electric cars, as I've said many times before, are not environmentally friendly. Lithium has got to be shipped all over the world. The amount of copper that's got to be put into the ground by digging up macadam, which is made out of oil, to then be replaced by macadam, which is made out of oil. These cables are a lot thicker copper, so we need to dig and get more copper. Apparently, I think I said a while ago, the next 10 years we're going to have to dig up more copper and mine more copper in order to electrify everywhere than we've done in the entire history of humanity. And all that copper is wrapped around plastic, which is made of oil. So none of this is green. And then you have to build the cabinets and the things on your house or whatever, which are made out of chemicals which are not environmentally friendly. The batteries, lithium, how do you get rid of them when they're gone? You can't. Yes, with a small electromotor. Yeah, a small electromotor, so it's electric. I'm not angry, Alan. Just disappointed. But no, electric cars are not the future. Where apparently it's quite easy to convert petrol cars. I mean, it's easier than converting to electric to hydrogen. They just need to get the cost of hydrogen down, and the only way you do that is by investing into plants not dissimilar to a Stanlow refinery, which we've got in the northwest. Other refineries are available that convert oil. If you give me a lump of crude oil and say make a litre of petrol out of that, but you have to do it yourself, it's going to cost me thousands of pounds to make 1 litre. Whereas if I took it to Stanlow, it cost me like a fraction of a pence. I just chuck it in with the rest of it, get a litre of petrol, off we go. And hydrogen's the same. Yeah, so no hydrogen. And yeah, we had a look a while ago at the cylinders like fire extinguishers, which don't weigh much because it's hydrogen, that plugs into your car. You twist it in and it'll fuel your car. You have a spare one in the boot. If it get punctured or you have a crash, they're not going to explode. They're not hydrogen bombs, it's just hydrogen. Helium, maybe, no. Anyway, they're not doing that. They've now decided to pull out of the investment, so that's gone abroad as well. Well done! We're trashing the economy and we're not creating new jobs, skilled new jobs in the UK and becoming leaders in something that we need to be leaders of, which is hydrogen fuel. Anyway, this government is fantastic. I'm definitely going to vote Labour next time. Well, assuming I've had a lobotomy. So that brings us to the more fun news. So these are memes and other things that have amused me during the course of the week. And we start off with, this is Futurama, a thing from Futurama, which made me laugh. Why can't we get a chance to choose who the Prime Minister would be? Because it doesn't really work like that. I mean, I was chairman of a stock car club for like 10 years. And you put yourself forward to get on the committee, or be an MP or a councillor or whatever. And then the cabinet then choose who is going to be the leader. And that happens in the committee, and that's how I become leader. I didn't want to be leader, to be fair. I was the one who put my hand up. But anyway, it turned out to be really good. Blowing my own trumpet there. I wish. Now, members choose their things. So if you want to choose who the Tory leader is, you have to become a member of the Tory party. Labour, it's a bit different. They don't have that easy way, which is why they've not got rid of Keir Starmer. I think a lot of backbenchers want to get rid of him, but they can't. He's just destroying their party, destroying the country. Sadiq Khan, we need to get rid of him. He's destroyed London already. It's just the way politics works. It's called democracy. You don't have a say what's going on. It's brilliant, isn't it? I love it. It'll be interesting to see the next general election. Anyway, shall we talk about fun things? She says, no, he thinks, you're the worst I've ever had. And then he looks away. How can she make those judgments after only 12 seconds? Genius. I've tried to become a councillor. I didn't get in. I've done it 3 times in Pemberton. And I come second behind Labour every time. I close the gap. Like that, but not enough to become councillor. But yeah, I'm trying. It's another reason why Labour council don't like me. They are trying to, well, I don't know what they're trying to do at the minute, but yeah, my Wigan watches don't go down well, even though the last one was comparatively positive for me. If you don't know what Wigan Watch is, it's just where I look at what's going on around Wigan, and also includes occasionally St Helens, Bolton and Crewe. and I've got an itchy leg because I got stung by a nettle on my little walk, and it's itching like crazy. I was going to nick a dock leaf, but a little lad with his mum, he was looking for dock leaves, so I actually sacrificed the one dock leaf I found so he could have it, because he's only about 6 or 7. So I thought, I'm grown up, I can put up with it. I'll just scratch myself silly and have a bleeding shin. I had Prescott at your house yesterday. Oh my God! Right, hang on a minute. Breaking news. I don't have Sudocrem. I don't do medicine. I just itch to death and I'll be right. So we go. Oh, hang on. I've not done the breaking. I'm doing breaking news. There we go. Breaking news. Prescott at your house yesterday. What was he doing? You put Sudocrem on him. Don't put Sudocrem on a counsellor. It's not a good thing. Yeah, now I've itched it. It's itching more. Yeah. Silence. Come here and lick this. That sounds so wrong. It sounded better in my head. You know when you see someone with a big thick coat on, and in this weather, and they've got. I was that kid in 1976. I had a Parker. Well, not a Parker. We couldn't afford a Parker, but I had a Parker imitation coat, and I had it on all through the summer because I was dead worried about me arms because they were dead skinny, and I was like, ashamed of my body. I don't care now, and but when you see someone with a big coat on like that, and people say, "Oh, take that coat off. You're making me feel hot," because you're hot already, and then someone's got a coat on stood next to you. You start feeling hotter. Well, a few days ago it was quite warm, and this teenager comes in. I think he's about 15, something like that. I've known him since he was a nipper. He come in with his mum. He comes in every now and then. As a chat with the Saturday lad, so it must have been Saturday. It was quite warm on Saturday, and he had a tie on. No, it wasn't Saturday. It was another. It must have been Monday because he had a tie because he'd been at school. And I looked at him and I went, "God, it's warm. Take that tie off. You're making me feel hot." And I was like, "Oh, no. Oh, no." At which point he's wetting himself laughing. The guy stood next to him is absolutely on the floor laughing at me. And I went, that sounded better in my head. So yeah, you say these things, don't you? And it just comes out very wrong. Anyway, breaking news. Why was Prescott at your house? That's what I want to know. I mean, if it's personal reasons, just type personal reasons. And then we'll move on. But if it was something like he's trying to get your vote or whatever. I'm live on YouTube. I'm not live on YouTube. No, that's not some... Not YouTube. No. Ugh. That's something you don't want to see. I mean, I'm showing you my body now because I'm fat, not skinny. What? Oh, silence is coming. Right, we've kind of gone off at tangents, so let's crack on with the silly news, shall we? So, yeah, silly news. The worst I've ever had. How can she figure that out in less than 12 seconds? Think about it. Text. It's about the bollards at the front of my house. Keeps getting hits. Oh, right, okay. He's the local councillor who's one I've been up against. He'll sort it out. He'll sort your bollards out. He's good with bollards, apparently. How do I set the washing machine? Someone texts someone. What are you washing? Is a reply. A t-shirt. What does it say on the shirt? Depeche Mode. Brilliant. We had a Depeche Mode special last week, you remember, so I thought we'd carry it on. Tinker Bell. Tinko Taco Bell. Oh. You know, sometimes they bring toys out and you think, oh, that's brilliant. And then other times they bring toys out and you're like, what the is that? This somewhat disturbing E.T. toy was discounted shortly after it was released. It's basically E.T.'s finger. It doesn't look like a finger. It's like something else. A Native American named Joseph Medicine Crow was fighting in World War II when he completed the 4 tasks required to become a war chief. He touched an enemy without killing him, took an enemy's weapon, led a successful war party, we're getting drunk in the morning, and stole 50 horses from a German camp. I mean, yeah, I've taken the mickey there, but no, fantastic stuff. Now this is ridiculous. This is not true. This is fake news. NASA found a perfectly cut trillion-ton rectangular iceberg floating in Antarctica. And you look at that picture there and you're like, wow. Operation Icebridge, NASA's longest running aerial survey of polar ice, flew over the northern Antarctic Peninsula in 2018. During the survey they spotted a very sharp angled tabular iceberg floating amongst sea ice just off the Larsen Sea ice shelf. I'm sorry, but that is not rectangular at all. If that was a football pitch that had been marked out with one of them little white roller things that you do, marking out the rectangle, the person will be fired on the spot. Nature is rubbish. This is disturbing. Don't go to South Africa, basically. South Africa has more murders than all the regions in blue combined. So, it's... What are you doing? It's... she's making noise. So it's... a couple of countries in South America, Canada and everything north of Canada, the whole of Europe. Is that Iraq? No, it's not Iraq, it's the other one. That's not Egypt. But yeah, Australia, a lot of the peninsulas at the bottom, Japan, China, and all these other places. The whole of the Norway, Finland, Sweden, all them. All combined, 22,000 murders. South America, so Johannesburg and all that, 27,000 murders. So don't go to South America, and certainly don't go to Johannesburg, because they have more carjackings and murders than anywhere else in the world. But don't worry, the American police are on this. Breaking news, somehow the police have captured the Predator. And there's a picture there of a guy who is the spitting image of Predator when he takes his mask off, not before. In 1983, Steve Jobs declined an autograph. Oh, with an autograph. A fan wrote to Steve Jobs in 1983 for his signature. True to form, Jobs replied, "I don't sign autographs," and then signed the letter. The ironic twist, it just fetched $479,939 at auction. Proof that even is no meant yes if you waited 40 years. And yeah, I don't sign autographs, and then he signed it. I think we've had something similar before as well, but that was 1983 when Apple was not anywhere near as big as it was. Sadly, Steve Jobs has since lost his life to illness. Doctor Who. Now I'm going to be controversial here. I prefer all the Doctor Who's since it come back on air to all the previous Doctor Who's. I know, wow. So you've my Doctor Who when I was a kid was John Pertwee, which then turned over to Tom Baker, who's still with us on night 153, the real Time Lord. But I look at these Doctors and I much prefer these. I think the stories have been better. Maybe not necessarily for Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker, 42 and 33. But this is an interesting factoid. The number of episodes that each of the recent Doctors have been in. So Christopher Eccleston did 13, which was basically the Christmas special and a first series. David Tennant did 53, so he's the longest serving. Yeah, see, I don't get Tom Baker. I never got him. I stopped watching when Tom Baker was doing it, to be fair. Mind you, I grew up as well. I am older than most people, so. And then you had Matt Smith, who I thought was great, 44. And then Peter Capaldi, he did 42 episodes. Now, Peter Capaldi I liked because he was old school. It was more like the original Doctors. One of my favourite lines by him, although the story was shite, was they were inside a Dalek. I mean, they're inside, they're inside, I mean, it's just stupid. And he says to his companion at the time, I need you to go up there and chat with the blob thing, whatever it is, in the Dalek, and I need to go and sort something else out. And she went, well, how am I supposed to get up there? And he said, you're a smart girl, you'll figure it out. And then legged it. And I thought, you know what, I like that. So I've liked all the Doctors out of this lot. Even Jodie Whittaker, who did 33 episodes. The writing for Jodie Whittaker's and towards the end of Peter Capaldi's was terrible. I mean, it was just bloody awful. But I liked her as the Doctor. And people say, oh, you can't have a woman as a Doctor. The Doctor's a fucking alien. I mean, you're alright with the Doctor being an alien, but the alien can't turn into a woman. I mean, come on. But no, she was good as a Doctor. I liked her attitude and the style she did things. It was just the stories let her down. And then Gatwa, it was the last Doctor. Well, I mean, that was a box-ticking episode. They got Russell T Davies back, and I thought, well, the Russell T Davies back, it's going to be good because he wrote the original 3 Doctors, or he was part of the writing team and the directors and producers and everything of the original 3 Doctors of the reboot. So I thought it's going to be good, but no, it's just a box-ticking exercise. I mean, we had a trans daughter of one of the companions who it was like, what? We had a disabled person who had a rocket launcher in a wheelchair that didn't spin around when she fired a rocket out of one of the things. You had a Doctor who was gay, I mean, and black. Not that I have a problem with either of them, but I mean, it was more about that than it was about the Doctor. Gatwa didn't even meet a Dalek or a Cyberman, although I imagine, because he's a young guy, he'll be around for a while, assuming Doctor Who carries on, I imagine with Dave Tennant, and then I'm sure that Gatwa will come back and probably will meet Daleks and Cybermen in special episodes where they have, you know, more than one Doctor. And just to prove that I am a bit of a Doctor Who fan, I've got a pot. I mean, it's a bit crap to be fair, but I've got a pot money box that someone traded in at the shop, and I've kept that, and I put it holds my camera in place, to be fair. So now I've moved it. Oh, I moved the camera now, haven't I? And I've also got a Dalek. My favourite Daleks were the black Daleks. I didn't really like, I mean, I liked Daleks before, but when they went black, I just thought they were, because they look evil, don't they, when they're black. And I got a little Cyberman as well, which you'll have seen if you watch my gaming streams on my gaming table, which I've since tidied up. But since I've tidied it up, I've never played a game, so you've never seen the new tidy super one. Nicholas Briggs was the voice behind the Doctors, yes. Same guy. Tom Baker is 91. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you know, some people you say, oh, you don't look a day over 70. I have people come into the shop who are like, you know, in their 80s and they don't look a day over 65. Yeah, that's quite impressive. But sadly, Tom Baker does look 91. But he's still with us. He's still got a sense of humour. He's still having a laugh. American Airlines pilot flies the wrong plane to Italy. And American Airlines just flew the wrong plane to Italy and it couldn't land. Flight 780 from Philly to Naples was operated with a Boeing 7879, which is around 20 foot longer than the usual 7878. The catch? Naples Airport isn't certified for larger aircraft. So after 8 hours in the air, the crew realised mid-descent and the plane wasn't authorised to land there. So they had to fly to a completely different airport. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, how can you get on the wrong plane? How can you get on a plane and say, hang on a minute, we can't land at Naples because we're too long? Meanwhile, pensioner stuns zoo visitors after strolling into a lion enclosure with his pet dog. And there's a picture there of an elderly gentleman with a lead and like a Shih Tzu dog, somewhat similar, and the lion's looking at it going, God, I'm not eating that, I'll just get more fur balls than I've already got. So yeah, I think they got out safe. Back in the 1970s, chip fanfires were all the rage. These days, everyone is so lazy they don't even put their chips in boiling fat anymore. And those fires are a thing of the past. Come on people, help the fire service and enjoy a trip down memory lane by having a proper good old-fashioned chip pan fire. It's true, isn't it? Air fryers, and even if you fry your chips in oil nowadays, most people have, like you have in shops, you know, thermostat controlled fry with a timer on it and everything. But yeah, the nearest I've got to burning the house down with a pan was boiling potatoes. I know. I boiled potatoes, sat down and watched a film, which probably don't watch films anymore now. And my missus at the time said, "What's that smell?" And I went, "Oh, it smells like burning, doesn't it?" I went into the kitchen and there's a pan of potatoes that were literally burnt onto the pan. couldn't get them off. They were literally boiled to mush any longer and they would have caught fire. In fact, the pan to this day, and we're talking 20 years later, still has, when you look at the bottom of the pan, you can see where the potatoes were. It took me about 6 months to clean it. That's how bad it was. Some things in the past were better than they were in the more recent past. For example, the biggest downgrade in British history, the British telephone box, British telecom box. So from the red one with the little windows to the horrible glass ones that kids just smash the windows on. Here's a question. Where's the best place to fart? Now, some people might say in the bath because it's funny. But no, because you basically sat in the bath and it's not funny at all. Other people will say at work. I'd probably go at work. Yeah, just to upset your workmates. Just do a massive loud fart. But you have to control it, don't you, if it's a loud one, just in case. You don't want to follow through. Worst place to do it is probably at a funeral, I would have thought. It's just coming to my head then. So yeah. I just applied for life insurance and they asked me, "Sir, do you participate in any dangerous activities?" I replied, "Yes. Sometimes I disagree with my wife." Oh, typical dad joke. Meanwhile, protesters in New York protesting about Donald Trump and his various attitude about ruining the American and world economy simultaneously, both together and at the same time. One person come up with this brilliant placard. "You sucked in Home Alone 2," because famously Donald Trump was an extra in Home Alone 2, and basically Kevin McAllister, Macaulay Culkin, asked him for directions to somewhere, and he said, "Go down there, go there, go there, no, I'll be president one day," and off he went. And he was crap, to be fair. I also noticed there's an upside down American flag there, which is very disrespectful. If you actually like America, it's really funny if you don't. Power Rangers writer says casting black and Asian actors as black and yellow Rangers was a mistake. But no one cared at the time because they were superhero-y type things, so who cares? They were represented. I don't think the colours really mattered, did they? Very British problems. It was a leg out of the duvet last night, but no matter how warm it gets this summer, I will still be using a duvet, even if I have to stick all my limbs out, so just a small piece remains on top of my torso or somewhere. The duvet stays. I am the polar opposite. I hate having the duvet on. I cannot sleep if I'm too warm. So even the last few weeks, I've literally had one sheet on me, and even that doesn't really, it kind of have it around my waist, nothing above, because I've been too warm. If you're having problems sleeping, just try with a sheet, not the duvet, for one night and see how it goes, because it worked for me. I think you've got to be quite cool to sleep, and hey, I'm one of the coolest dudes around. Said no one ever. Except for that guy Neo. I've told that story before, when I bought a record in a record shop in Bolton when I was a teenager. Talking of records, knew he was still alive. Apparently, 2 packs inside the package here. Gluten-free and naturally alive, the healthy choice. So 2-pack is not dead. The rumours are true. It's inside a packet of something or other. Where do you put the label? Someone's modified it slightly, and it now says this side up, glass, handled with care. They've put the label over it, so it says slide up ass with care. Genius. Gotta love it. And there's a sniggering guy out of bottom there. How do you control a child who's lost in a supermarket toy store? I couldn't find this little girl's parents, so I trapped her with dinosaurs so she wouldn't run off while I found them. I don't believe that for a second, but it is hilarious, the picture. Basically, little dinosaurs, 6 of them, in an aisle, surrounding a little girl who's screaming and screaming and screaming in the photograph. You can just tell. She's terrified of these dinosaurs, but yeah, she's not going anywhere. 84% of people who attempt to go vegan return to eating meat within a year. Studies have found that about 84% of people who try vegan or vegetarian diet return to eating meat within a year. The most common reasons include difficulty maintaining the diet, social pressures, cravings, and concerns about health or nutrition. Nutrition being the main one. Many former vegans also report not feeling well or missing the taste and convenience of animal products. These findings suggest that while interest in plant-based diets is growing, long-term adherence remains a challenge for most people. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, and it's not, again, we go back to the, it's greener to eat, a plant-based burger. No, it's not. You have a cow, you kill it, you mince up the meat, you put it in a circle, you put it in a package, off it goes. That's all that goes into it. How does a pea fibre, how much energy goes into pea fibre, and how many peas do you need to make a burger, pea fibre burger, and how much energy goes into making that? That's not green. They're just fobbing you off, and you don't get the nutrients you need. We are carnivores, herbivores. We have to eat a mixture of both. That's why I drink a lot of Guinness, because I'm very active for my age. So I'm always drinking Guinness for the iron, because I don't get it anywhere else, because I don't drink milk. So it's healthy for me to drink Guinness. Again, sounded better in my head. Anyway, this is terrifying. Engineers are building a headset that can record dreams so you can play them back. I mean, how sinister is that? I mean, here's a thought as well. You remember the old saying, do you dream in colour? Do you dream in colour? Or do you dream in black and white? Stuff that. Can you... Do you have sounds in your dreams? Think about that one. And the answer is no. Because you have to keep your hearing sensors alert in case there's a predator coming to try and eat you. Because remember, we're not that many generations away, certainly not evolution worth, from being eaten alive whilst we sleep. So we have to be on our guard. It's only a few thousand years since we were sleeping, in tents or whatever. So I believe that we may dream in colour, but we don't hear things in colour. We imagine what's being said, but we don't hear voices, we don't hear noises. And think about it, and next time you have a dream you remember, see if you can remember whether or not you heard anything in that dream, or you imagined people speaking but not heard them, because you need to keep these things going. It's like some animals sleep with one eye open, don't they? So they have to keep alert. Well, we would have to keep our ears and our hearing systems free in the past, so that we wouldn't get snuck up upon, either by a predator creature or an enemy or something similar. Yeah, you see? Now up there for thinking. Nah. I'm just saying that while I find out where I'm going to. Going back to predators, carnivores. I tell you what, there's a thing, we're talking last week, or I was talking last week, about dogs in India or somewhere else, in cities, stray dogs that have learnt to cross roads when the green man shows, use zebra crossings, and basically have adapted very quickly to a human city environment. Yeah, well, the lions are at it as well, because this is a lion in a supermarket helping itself to meat from the chill counter. It's not local, don't worry. It's not Wigan Tesco or anything. But yeah, it got into a supermarket in, I assume, some African country, and started helping itself to the meats that were available in the fridge. There was a shop worker who was trying to get it out, who then decided against it. It's a video. This is just a clip from the video. But yeah. According to his official biography, the first and only time Kim Jong-il played golf, he shot 38 under par and had 11 holes in one. And who's going to doubt him? King Jong-il's... I thought it was Kim Jong-un. Oh no, Kim Jong-il is his dad. His official biography claims that during his first and only round of golf, he shot an astonishing 38 under par, including 11 holes in one. This remarkable performance reportedly took place at a golf course in Pyongyang in 1994 and was publicised by the North Korean state media. Despite its notoriety, golf experts have cast serious doubt on the story's credibility, particularly the claim of 11 holes in one in a single round. Yeah, Kim Jong-il you do not mess around, Kim Jong-il. If Kim Jong-il wants a hole in one, you've got a golf ball in your pocket and you're stood over that hole, and you, great leader, you've got a hole in one. Well done, you. I wonder if it got it at the reduction section. We're on about the meat, the lion. Yeah, waited for the orange stickers, yellow stickers. Yeah, brilliant. Engineers have built a headset that can record dreams during sleep and play them back. I don't want people knowing what my dreams are about either. If I don't know what my dreams are about, why do I want you to know what my dreams are about? That's just weird. Switzerland made it illegal to own just one guinea pig because they get lonely. Lonely. Yeah, I think that with a lot of animals, to be fair. I think it for even cats and dogs, even though I've only got one cat, but she seems quite happy. And to be fair, they don't really like other cats, do they? So, a Banksy, we've not had one for a while, so that's a Banksy, and it's a child with a sun hat on, not dissimilar to the one I had, using a crowbar, and in front of it, they've put a sandcastle with a castle on top of it on a bit of a beach. So yeah, it's a kid with a crowbar, but he's made a sandcastle. Yes, really. No, King John Il was his dad, and it was 1994 when that was, so it was like 30 odd year ago. Kim Jong-un's not been in charge for quite that long yet. Here's a shocker. AI is to replace Amazon workers. Amazon is warning its employees that the rise of artificial intelligence will reduce their future workforce. The company's chief executive, Andy Jassy, said we need fewer people doing some of the jobs that are being done today, and more people doing other types of jobs, like delivering, I would assume, because let's be honest, Amazon deliveries are not brilliant. Meanwhile, kids looking at ancient ruins, and it's a child taking a picture of a phone booth in America, because what the hell is that? You used to use that, Mom? This is horses. They've nailed it, haven't they? Well played, horses, well played. And there's a picture there of a horse and cart, being the horse pulling the cart, and nowadays the horse rides in the back and is pulled by the car. So well done, horses, you've been promoted. Meanwhile, researchers conclude that there are 4 types of drunks. The Ernest Hemingway, whose personality stays the same. The Mary Poppins, who becomes even sweeter and more outgoing. The Nutty Professor, who becomes uninhibited, attention seeker. That's me, I think. And Mr. Hyde, who turns hostile. That's most people I know, to be fair. Especially they had the old Fosters there. Not Fosters, Stella. Umbrella, Stella, Ella, Ella, A. Before was, is. If you ever think English is not a weird language, just remember that read and lead rhyme, and red and lead rhyme. But read and lead don't rhyme, and neither do red and lead. No, red and lead. Oh my god. Too complicated. Too complicated. That meme was too complicated. I'm not doing that again. My parents had a TV like this. I remember because I was the remote. Anyone over the age of 40 will probably remember that. Particularly if your household wasn't the richest household, or you had grandparents who had a telly like that. Here's an interesting thing from the Britannica Encyclopedia. Orville Wright died January the 30th, 1948. Kenny Loggins was born January the 7th, 1948. That means the guy who invented flight, i.e. Oliver Wright, the Wright brothers, and the guy who sang Danger Zone from Top Gun were alive at the same time. Now when you put it like that, that is mind-blowing. It's just ridiculous that Kenny Loggins was alive at the same time as Orville Wright, who basically flew the first ever plane, was still alive. Admitted, it was only 23 days, but still, it's a fact. He was alive at the time of the guy who invented it, and he had the most famous song about planes ever, which was Danger Zone. Flying through the danger zone. Octopus explosion in British waters is earning our fishermen £150,000 a haul. So remember we were on about octopuses being eaten by various fish. Well, some are getting through, and some of these are worth a lot of money because the seas are warming up, and they're being sent back to Spain and earning the fishermen up to £150,000 per octopus, because it's a delicacy. in that old Spain, you know. Betting paused on national hosepipe ban as reservoirs run dry in Britain bakes. I mean, we're already under a hosepipe ban in some areas, and I can see it obviously continuing. It doesn't bother me because I don't use hosepipes. Jihadis poised to hack AI vehicles as remote-controlled suicide bombs. Now, this is something I've been worried about for a while. Everything's connected to the internet. You can hack anything connected to the internet. So what's to stop terrorists hacking all swastikars, Teslas, and turning them into ramming machines, just going around all over the world, just, you know, out of control, driving through people. It's quite scary. So yeah, let's hope they don't. Iran-Israel caused by aliens who are on their way to help, claims an expert. Don't know how to brush your teeth though. TikToker Emily Eaton can communicate with outer space beings and transcribed a message from alien Leith that offered her thoughts about recent events in the Middle East. Someone call a psychiatrist. Get a yellow van, put her in a padded cell. Alcohol-free beer makes you fat and can give you diabetes, according to boffins. Sales of alcohol-free beer are booming, and we're drowning more than 120 million pints of the stuff in pubs nowadays. Not in one day. But many have high calorie content because in order to make them worthwhile, they've got to taste nice. So that's how it works. Hello, Dream Frequency. Here's a picture of Dream Frequency as a baby running to get into this live stream. No, it's not. It's a rare moment. A baby barn owl runs like a human captured on camera in pick of the day. And that we have to have a cute animal at least once a month. And that's our cute animal this month. Oh, it's lovely. Brooklyn Beckham snubs dad on Father's Day after bitter family dispute. Also didn't congratulate David Beckham on becoming a Knight of the Realm, which means now he can play football with a sword and a shield. M&S warning issued for shoppers this summer after retailer hit by cyber attack. Marks and Sparks has said the 6 weeks of lost sales it has suffered as a result of cyber attack in its system meant it will take a £300 million hit in profits this year, which could bankrupt the company, to be fair. And I still think a lot of this stuff going on with hacking is just testing for when they just want to completely shut down an entire country. Oh, shut up, Brooklyn. Yeah, that's a new one. Bots rise against Wallace and Gromit creators. Bots rise against Wallace and Gromit as creators warn over AI threats. Armament Animation said it would struggle to survive if tech companies are allowed to freely use copyrighted material to train AI models unless creative industries opt out of the process. So yeah, I think someone who's come up with something like Wallace and Gromit should be allowed to keep doing it and not let people do the AI stuff. Let's humiliate a leader, shall we? This is Donald Trump. We've already shown a picture of this, but this is another version of the picture. Might be the same picture, I don't know, but certainly a different format. Anyway, he made Zelensky squirm when he was in the White House, famously. He calls Kim Jong-un Little Rocket Man. He's had a go at the Chinese president. He's had a go at the Russian president. He's had a go at pretty much everyone. And usually in a pretty horrible way, the South African president. But he's not made any of them get on the knees in front of him until our Prime Minister, who, when he got up, probably went like that. I mean, seriously, Kia, what are you doing? It's just, you know, you might as well have done that, to be fair. Parents should be banned from calling kids naughty, says ex-BBC star. Former BBC newsreader turned child therapist Kate Silverton has warned mums and dads using the word naughty is harmful and not scientifically correct, as their brains are too mature. No, just smack them around the head with a baseball bat. I mean, seriously, we've got kids running riot at the moment, and you're on about even not saying they're being naughty. Do you have any Vaseline? No, I don't have any Vaseline. Why would I have Vaseline? Red squirrels are finally making a comeback as greys are getting gobbled up by a sly predator. Get in. Red squirrels have been almost wiped out by their larger US relatives, but now appear to be winning the fight by dodging pine martens, which make meals out of unsuspecting greys, because greys are not used to being eaten by pines, you see, or pines. Meanwhile, BBC sitcom Goodnight Sweetheart is poised for return in a never-before-seen format. Show writers Lawrence Marks and Maurice Grant have launched a new £30,000 Kickstarter fund for the project, which would see hapless bigamist Gary Sparrow picked up from where he left the last series. I'm like, no, it was the first couple of series were good, then it was rubbish, and then it kept going far too long, and we don't need it back. It's of its time, it's gone. British beachgoers warned, watch out for sharks as temperatures soar off our coast. Beachgoers on Britain's coastline could soon be warned to stay out of the water as all sorts of dangerous beasts migrate this way amid warmer temperatures in our boiling seas. Our seas are not boiling, they're just warmer than they have been for a while. Sexiest man in politics, Keir Starmer, looks like a basking shark. I mean, who did they ask these people opinions on? A meteorite is going to hit the moon. Oh, okay then. With a force of 43,000 atomic bombs. Don't worry, it's not soon though, it's in 2032. I'll probably be dead and buried by then, especially if Wigan Council got anything to do with it. Meanwhile, parents could take the kids out of school for 10 days without being fined. Is a new thing coming out. Prices rise apparently if you're taking your kids on holiday by 28% during the school holidays. So people are saying we should let the kids out for 2 weeks. Problem is, if everyone chooses the same 2 weeks, then they just put the prices up there anyway. So that's not going to work, is it? Mad Vlad Putin has no idea what's going on around him in a wild staged snap. Russia's despot in charge, Vladimir Putin, has been snapped alongside several people in an image that just gets weirder and weirder the longer you look at it. So we did. I mean, there's 2 people in shot that we can see because it's heavily cropped, who are literally don't look like they want to be there. One of them is kind of glaring at the back of Putin's head, and the other one just is looking anywhere but not at Putin. Yeah, there's a review coming soon if it ever comes out. The hot honey Jaffa cakes, they'll 100% leave Britain divided. So we will. I will be doing a review of them first time I see them. I will purchase them and we will do a review, and it'll go up straight away. Might even get the Australian to do it. I don't know yet. Car drives through major shopping centre as terrified shoppers forced to hide. There's a video here of SUV went through a shopping complex in America. It smashed through the doors and everything. No one was injured, but it was pretty terrifying. You don't want to be in a shopping centre when there's a car hurtling through there at silly miles an hour. Meanwhile, Ozzy Osbourne tells fans, clone me, as he offers his own DNA for sale. The Prince of Darkness, no, it's not that DNA. Prince of Darkness, who is known for his wild antics, is now giving fans the chance to clone him, should they wish to. Basically, he's drinking out of a bottle and then spitting him in it, spitting around it, and then sending the bottle off, and then you get his DNA on the bottle. Sounds lovely. Village overrun with colony of escaped peacocks that attack cars and poo. Now, why would peacocks attack poo? I get why they'd attack cars, because I don't understand what they are, but I mean, poo's poo. Why would you attack poo? That's just stupid. Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship explodes into flames at test site. Got an idea. Maybe we should put Elon Musk on one of his SpaceX spaceships and just see how it goes. Met Office warns UK could see scorching 46-degree days and much longer heat waves. Yay! Bring it on. I can't wait. Problem is, it'll be in like 50 years. Oh, I'll be dead. Never mind. Government could be forced to debate free bus pass for over 60s in England. A campaign to try and press the government to bring in free bus passes for the over 60s has passed a key threshold, and other UK countries already enjoy them. So I think you get one if you're in Spain, not Spain, if you're in other countries, Scotland, Ireland and Wales. Yeah, there you go. But you don't get them in Britain. My argument has always been that if it's a bus pass and it's free for pensioners, that's a good thing, because particularly if you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s and you live on your own and you can't get out and you've got no money because you're on a pension, then a free bus pass would give you the option of actually just walking down the street, getting on a bus and travelling around. You meet people, it's better for your mental health, you're physically better because you're walking around when you get to wherever you're going. So this should be free for anyone over the age of 60 who wants one. And I honestly can't see what the problem is. It costs the same to run a bus with no one on it as it costs to run a bus with everyone on it. you're paying for the driver and the fuel and the whatever the rate is for a bus wear and tear or whatever. So why not make them free? Because that is just common sense, isn't it? But again, hang on a minute. Got a Labour government, common sense. They don't do common sense. What am I talking about? I feel stupid for even thinking about common sense. I'm sorry. Oh my word. Anyway, we're going on for a bit longer than usual, which is a bit annoying because I normally do it for about 1 minute and 10 minutes, 1 hour and 10 minutes, and we're on 1 hour and 15 minutes now. So apologies, but yeah, we've had 44 viewers so far though, so that's all right. It's time to look at the breaking news, and I dare say there's news that's broken while I've been breaking the news. So what's been happening while I've been talking about the news? Well, the FTSE's gone down 0.58%. That's FTSE 100. The FTSE 250 has dropped by over 1%. Oh dear, what's going on? Why's that? Oh, it's all going down. It's all going down. Boeing whistleblower reveals theory about Air India crash. We've got the boxes. Let's just wait until we find out what happens. Shut up, you whistleblower idiot. What are the legal issues around Britain helping Trump bomb Iran? There are none. We are then war criminals along with everyone else. Britain's biggest bank to cut UK investment is snub to Rachel Reeves from accounts. Andy Burnham has one last goal to save 250 jobs at the Wigan glass factory, which I covered earlier on. Bootle Strand to be transformed as demolition begins. I think I went past there, didn't I? Yeah. Chancellor reacts to the Bank of England leaving interest rates at 4.5%. Oh, I didn't see that coming. But Britain's stronger than it was. We inherited a 21 million pound black hole, so I've spent 330 billion on it as well. So you know, what's the problem? I don't know. Labour whip resigns over proposed welfare cuts. Popular venue closes after being open for less than a year. Yeah, it's cost. Everything's gone up. Miliband says net zero will make you richer as he announces £150 to cut the bills. It's not him who decides whether the bills goes up and down. Right, what else have we got? Waitrose announces 20 stores to get major upgrade. Well, that's good. How bad is the HS2 fiasco now? So bad it's time to listen to Nigel Farage. He did say, just stop it. Just stop where we are. Stop spending another penny on it. It's a complete waste of time. UK households warned do not leave fans on overnight during heat wave. Because all it does is just blow the warm air around. And it dries your throat out and everything. So no, don't do that. Oh dear. Man suffers serious injuries in rush hour stabbing at London rail station. GB News, balanced. As record numbers cross the channel this week, our young girls must not be forgotten. Now I did mention in the paper, I mentioned that, but I do write in the local paper. If you go into Wigan Today, you can read about it. And there was a teenage lad who was in the shop on Saturday. I've known him since he was a preteen. He comes in with his mum and dad and everything. And he was in on his own, and he was talking to me, one of my Saturday lads, and they're having a good old natter, this, that and the other. And then he said to me, oh, going to buy my dad's Father's Day present. I said, oh, cool, what are you getting him? I don't know yet, but he likes this, that and the other, so I might get him, you know, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, yeah, off you go. So off he goes. Nice young man, you know, decent, there's not many of them. Anyway, he comes back about an hour later, and he's not his happy self. He's rather sullen, I described it. And I went, are you alright? No. Is it ever ring my dad? Yeah, obviously you can ring your dad. So he rings his dad. Dad, can you come pick me up, please? I'm not feeling good. I said, what? Have you been taken ill or something? No, he says. I was sat on, if you know Wigan, there's £1 bakery left now. It's in what used to be called the Marble, a square. It's actually Market Place, but people call it the Marble. There's some seats there where he can sit. He got himself, done his shopping for his dad, got a nice little, paper gift bag thing with little stars on it, stuff that you get. and he put it on the floor, and he was eating a sausage roll, and at the other side of this little circular bit that he's on, a woman was being harassed verbally by some, as he described, foreigners, and she's getting a bit upset, so she leaves in a rush, and then these guys turn around and see him with his nice little gift wrapped presents and his little sausage roll. He's there on his own, 14, 15-year-old, and he said they came up to him, and he felt very, very uneasy and nervous, so he picked up his stuff and did a swift walk to my shop, where he waited for his dad to come, and his dad waited outside at the back of the shopping centre, so he went out the back, and he was very unnerved by the whole thing, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we making, when I was 10, I was 8, I was going on the bus all over the northwest on my own. I felt perfectly safe. This young lad's in a town centre, Wigan town centre, his hometown centre, on a Saturday afternoon, not like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, loads of people around, feeling threatened by people who he described as foreigners. Now obviously I didn't see who they were or what they were, but there's something majorly wrong in this country, and we need someone to sort this out. And I mean, is Farage the right person? I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see anyway. But yeah, I just felt sorry for him. He was visibly shook up, and whether he'll come to town on his own anymore, I don't know. I mean, he does have a group of friends he comes to town with as well, but it was buying his dad's Father's Day. It should have been a happy time, buying your dad Father's Day's presents, and it ended up not being. It's just horrible. Talking of horrible, wine shortage fears a strike starts today at major bottling factories. So if you're into your wine, yeah, you might not get any. Let's talk about juxtaposition. Breaking news: Trump to make Iran decision within 2 weeks. Amber heat alert issued across the UK with warnings of a rise in deaths. Chinese student who raped 10 women is one of the most prolific predators ever. He videoed them, drugged them, videoed them. Just horrendous. Woman 66 held on suspicion of murder after London death of film director. Donald Trump delays decision on Iran. As Keir Starmer calls for restraint. Israel strikes Iranian nuclear reactor. What could possibly go wrong? My night with Israeli paramedics during Iran's worst missile barrage yet. That's probably not a suitable thing to do when people are dying. And there you go then. So that is the news that's been going on. So there you go. I think we've covered quite a lot of subjects today. Why have I gone out of focus? I quite like the out of focus look, to be fair. It's really, oh no, I'm not in focus. So yeah, that is it for this show. So a huge thank you to everyone who's been on, everyone who's liked, shared, subscribed, everyone who listens to on the podcast. Anyone who has commented, which includes the Calderdale Top Cat, a regular, Angela O'Kane, Alan Barton, Dream Frequency. We've not had any new people on today. T, obviously, in the background as well. Thank you very much for your continued support, etc. 47 views, 9.45 average duration, which is good. That means that we've had people staying on for longer than usual, so either they agree with what I'm saying or they're actually spitting feathers at what I'm saying. But either way, get people thinking. That's what it's all about. I am considering moving this show to news at 10:10 because I think 10 o'clock at night is probably get more views, more live views. I think 8 o'clock is a bit early, but I'll think about that. Labour MP quits over benefits cuts. Yeah, I mentioned that in the breaking news. Pay attention, Alan. Buying an electric car, even though he said he wouldn't do. It's a hybrid, it's not electric. Well, it's got a bit of a battery. I mean, all cars have got batteries, to be fair, but yeah. Two-faced. Two-tier Alan Barton, eh? Until it's warm, because that's gone warm. So I've been an hour and 24 minutes, so a little bit longer than usual, but I was wittering on about this, that and the other. So yeah, it's got very warm in here as well. So I didn't hear that. I did rattle through it, to be fair. So you're all right. I'll forgive you. Now it's the same with you, because we were apart. I'm a human too. Human league, human. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. I've had less adverts this time as well, because I've kind of cut the adverts down. I've tried to cut the adverts down so it doesn't interrupt as much, because we had someone complaining there were too many adverts. I mean, the adverts earn me money, but that's good. But I can understand why people don't like the adverts. So yeah, if the adverts have gone down, then you're welcome. I can put them in if I want to, by clicking on something, but I basically forgot I could do that. So yeah, anyway, so that is it. Had a few ads. Alright, okay. It's not really a main thing about the ads, but if you didn't get as many as usual, that's the main thing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. I'll be seeing you. Until next time, I haven't got much left. Bye! Tea.